set this at a uh, off time, a few minutes away than I did. Howard's on here. Howard, learned a lot from what you were talking about on yours a couple days ago. Going to be including some of that here. Um, yeah, I got dumped out of my own webinar by Zoom, so it let me back in. So I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to get back on here and hop in, and then we'll get started probably about 3:05. I'm going to give everybody a minute because it seems like Zoom's having problems today. I've had a bunch of Zoom calls today, and a bunch of them I ended up having issues with, either not being able to hear, not being able to see, stuff like that. I imagine everybody else is experiencing some different things with Zoom as well, some problems here or there, and was efforting to get everything done here at the end. Had some stuff I wanted to add that I just saw today that I wanted to include. So I was finishing it up. Got about 20, 25 people registered. So I'm going to give them some time to show up. Got a couple different platforms we're using. So won't be able to see everybody on the same one. So I've got several chat windows open that I'll be monitoring as we go along. But like I said, just going to give another couple minute or two for people to jump on, and then we'll get started. If there's anything specific that anybody is interested in hearing about, go ahead and drop that in the chat, and I'll answer that in the Q&A. I'll be glancing over there throughout the presentation. So if anybody has a question during that needs to be answered during, I can answer that during, but we're going to go through relatively quickly. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep this to 30 to 45 minutes, hopefully. Might be a little bit longer, but that's what we're really going for. Got some notes here that I hopefully will keep up with. If anybody's seen my handwriting, you know how awful it is, because it's truly awful. I can't even read my own writing a lot of the times. Just wanted to share, what we've been seeing with our clients, what we've seen with other restaurants around the country and around the world. Like I said, Howard is on here. He's watching. Howard is probably the best restaurant marketer in all of Australia, and I watch Howard's stuff regularly. I've got some stuff in here that he mentioned on a webinar that he did not long ago, I think last week. That was excellent. Learned some stuff in there that I've been sharing with my clients. So just wanted to share those specific things. At the end, we're going to go over specific programs that have been working excellently. So you can even just copy and paste them if you want. And some things that I've been seeing that people are doing that I think are really hurting their efforts towards getting results from their online advertising right now. We'll be mentioning those as well. All right, looks like we've got 12 people on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what we're going to be talking about today is what's working right now for restaurants. Obviously, things are crazy. Things are very different. Even yesterday, they're talking about reopening some parts of the country. Beaches are opening in Florida tonight, which seems nuts, but that's what's going on. The current situation basically around the U.S., with the exception of, I think, 7 or 8 states, is dining rooms are shut down. Everybody's on curbside and delivery, which is a brand new model for a lot of places. But there are ways to kind of take advantage of this opportunity for a number of things. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. What people have been doing that's been working and what's not. All right, come on, Zoom. Play along. All right, so the agenda, we're going to start off with tactics, specific things that people can be doing that I think will be very helpful to them. And then we're going to move into specific programs that are working, and we'll end up with a Q&A. The goals right now, as I see it, number one, the goal is to drive volume, not pure profit. Obviously, profit's going to be down right now, but if we can keep our volume up, keep orders coming in, keep our staff employed, that's really the goal right now, is to survive and get through the other end. And the way I really see it, the secondary goal after that is to make sure that more people know you today, know you in 6 weeks, than know you today. You want to be out in front. You want to be a leader. You want to be a brand that people are getting to know right now. Even if they're not ordering from you, they want to see you right now. I've been doing a lot of market research, posting in various groups around the area and even across the country, asking them what a restaurant would have to do right now to earn their business. And there's a good number of them saying that there's nothing that a place they've never been to can do to earn their business, but they want to see what they're doing, how they're keeping people safe, what their procedures are, what they're doing in the community, and they plan to support them after the pandemic is over. And that says a lot to me. It's going to be tough to earn a new customer right now. The majority you can, but there's a good chunk, probably about 30%, that aren't going to go with any place they haven't been before. But they will support you when the pandemic is over if they see you're doing good things. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're more known in 6 weeks than we are today. Number one, we're going to start off with different social media posts that you can use. This is a great one I saw from a restaurant by me called Rebellion on the Pike with their gigantic chicken sandwich that looks amazing. And what they did here is they made it very clear what this is, what kind of meal it is, and how you can get it and what all is going to come with it. I am probably ordering this Sunday. I just saw this post and that looks like something I would love. So that's probably what we're going to do. But this is a great one, a great example of that. But there's some things that you can do on social media right now that'll be more effective for you. This one, I got this from you, Howard. This is a great one because I couldn't find a lot of people doing really good images like this. But what's great about these pictures is they're really close up. They're really showing off the food, and every single one of them has a call to action that we're going to get into. So thanks for sharing this image, Howard. Like I said, close up, close up, close up, close up. The biggest mistake I see restaurants doing on their food shots is they're wide. They're wide out. They're trying to show a lot. But what people really want to see, what's really dramatic, and what does what we call stopping the scroll, is getting in tight. So this is an Indian place on top, very, very tight on their biryani. It looks amazing. You can see the glisten on the meat. The different kinds of rice looks amazing. The white contrasted with the colors, that looks great. The one below that is a barbecue place. That's their pulled pork when they had just pulled it out of the smoker and just shredded it. Like my mouth is watering looking at that. You want close up, you want focus on the food, and don't do wide shots. Wide shots do not stop the scroll unless it's a gigantic buffet. You can't do that right now, right? So close up on the food. Next, again, thank you, Howard, for the great image. Calls to action. What reason do you have for this image? Like, what do you want somebody to do? What is it? Tell them. When I was doing that market research and going through and asking people questions, I'm actually going to show you a couple of those here in a minute. Things they were saying is they want great pictures of the food. And they want to know what they are and what's in them, right? So all these do a great job of showing what they are. The upper left, club sandwich. I might not know what that is. When I look at that, I don't think club sandwich. I might not know what that is to order. And if I go to your online ordering platform and you don't have pictures, I'm not going to know what that is. If I call you, I'm not going to know what that is. If I want to order that, you want to make sure that I know exactly what it is. These pitas up there, I might think that's a burrito or a wrap. I don't know exactly what type of pita that is. But if you tell me, then I can order it. The moussaka, I didn't know that was moussaka. I've had moussaka a lot. I love moussaka. If they didn't tell you that that's moussaka, you're not going to know. Twice cooked pork belly. That dish looks really tasty. I wouldn't know what it was unless they told me. So have that information on there. Tell them how to order it right there on the graphic. And it's super easy to do that. Easiest resource for that, canva.com. It's free at a certain level. You got to pay above that. Well worth the money. You can make up graphics incredibly easy. I have my VAs doing that for all of our clients using Canva. I'm able to pump out graphics really, really easy. And they look really nice. Like this one from Barley Mac, which is a restaurant near me. This is something they definitely made in Canva. I can tell the style, but it looks good. It tells exactly what you want. Pickup, delivery menu now available, specials. You can use the third party. They probably took 2, 3, 5 minutes to make this graphic up in Canva. It's really easy to use. So make sure you're using Canva. This is another one I stole from you, Howard. You have been a great resource there. I haven't done many of these, but these are some great graphics that Howard shared from restaurants in Australia that they're doing, valet, restaurant service, phone orders, places to park. These are all really simple graphics that you can use to kind of tell your story. This is one that we're making up for our clients and we're giving away for free for no contact pizza delivery. We customize one that looks a lot like this for our clients. Simple graphic, very, very clear intentions. We make it in Canva, but it's just to tell you how the no contact pizza delivery works. You place your order, instruct the driver where you want them to leave it, you make your payment, no contact delivery. Another thing that we got a lot of feedback on from our market research was wanting to know exactly how no contact, curbside, takeout, whoever, all of that works. They want to know exactly how it works. And the people who are really happy about it are the ones who, when they go to a restaurant's page, they see the instructions and it's explaining that for a curbside or a takeout, the food's going to be put in the back seat or in the back of the car, and they don't even have to open anything, right? They pop their trunk and the food goes in the trunk, or they roll down the windows in the back and the food goes back there. They're really excited about seeing stuff like that. So the more you can do to explain your curbside takeout procedures, the better off you're going to be, because people want to know those specifically, and they want to know that they're going to be safe. Other services, group delivery and mass pickup. This is a Indian restaurant client of ours in Manassas. I'm not a big fan of the photo, but it gives you the idea. What they are doing is they're setting up mass deliveries and group deliveries. A couple of times a week, they're going to pick a place near them. They used to have a location in South Riding, so they're doing a lot in South Riding, where they're just advertising. They're going to be there. They're going to stop at one place, in this case, the gas station on Merchants View Square in Haymarket. They're going to go there and they're going to set up, and you can just come in, pick up your delivery, and go. So what they do is they park, they set up a table with a tent, they put out all the orders, and people can just come by at 3 o'clock and pick them all up. And that's been working really, really well for them. We're doing something similar with food trucks, where they're setting up with communities, and they're there from usually 4:30 to 7:30, 5 to 8. They set up, people order ahead of time. They can either send the information on their vehicle and they'll bring the food out to them, or they have a table set up and people can come and just pick up their food there. And that's been very effective as well. And this is the food truck. And we've been coordinating with homeowners associations and condo owners associations and community associations, and that's worked really well. So they just reach out to the homeowners, condo owners, community associations, say, hey, we'd love to do a what we call a drive-through to you. So they come out there, the orders come in ahead of time, and they pick them up right there. And another good thing about this is we're actually taking these orders right within Facebook Messenger. We've built what's called a Facebook Messenger bot that allows orders to be taken right in Facebook Messenger. So it's usually a limited menu of about 10 items. We can do more than that, but right now we're really encouraging them to use fewer items. And someone clicks on that link that you can see right there, the Roman Coyote South Riding. They click on that, takes them into Facebook Messenger, and we can build the order and take the order right there and even take payment within Facebook Messenger. So it makes the process much easier. I'm seeing places that are doing this where they're putting the link and the link just goes to their website. That's another thing we learned from our customer research is customers want it to be as easy as possible for them to order. They don't want to click a link to go to a website, then find the online ordering, go on the online ordering, look at the menu. They want that link to go right to online ordering or to a place where they can place their order immediately. So make it as easy as you can. Spotlighting your employees. This is hugely important. People are very, very worried about your employees right now. They want to know that you're keeping them employed. They want to know that they're safe. They want to know that you're putting in place policies and procedures to keep not only the customer safe, but the staff safe. And by spotlighting them and connecting with them, they are more closely connected with your restaurant. What I always tell my clients is you want to be my friend's restaurant, not that restaurant. And this is how you do that. So this is a place in Oklahoma, not a client. I just know about them through a friend of mine who also does restaurant marketing. And they do these regularly. At least once a week, they spotlight an employee. They tell their story. They tell the story that only that employee can tell. And it really connects well with the customers. You know, instead of just being the nameless and faceless staff, now they know Matt. They know Matt's story. They know that he lives far away from his family. They know that he's, living in a sober living place, and he's, really proud of his sobriety. That's a great story to tell that really connects you with your customers. And these are super easy to do. This probably took him 5 minutes. Took a couple pictures, wrote out his story and posted it. And this is the kind of thing that's really going to connect with customers. I mean, look down here, 107 likes or loves. That's awesome, right? Community support. So these are ones I think you should be running all the time. This is one we're doing for a client in Leesburg, Virginia, adopt a first responder, frontline worker, and we've kicked it up and giving people gift cards. So basically over the course of the week, anybody who buys a meal for a first responder, they get entered to win a gift card. And at the end of every week, we're picking out a gift card and giving that to the person who wins. And they also get 20% off their next order. So this has created a lot of interest and a lot of traffic. See, this was after a couple of days, it had been seen by 2,000 people. But lots of people have been interested in this and been participating, purchasing meals for first responders, and getting those discounts themselves. And this is Coyote Grill. This is another client up this way. This is something that they're doing really well. They are donating meals. So basically they've set up a GoFundMe, and people can donate to the GoFundMe. And once they reach a certain level, then they take and donate meals to a frontline worker or first responder. In this case, it was the City of Fairfax Police Department dispatchers. So at the end of the week, they'd hit a certain amount. They donated that amount of food to the dispatchers, and that worked out really well for them because they're making sales and they're doing something great for the community, and they're giving it a good discount as well. Frontline worker discount. This is one I saw from you, Howard, in Australia. This is, I think, a great idea that I think more places should be doing. They're giving a discount on their takeaway specials to frontline workers. All they have to do is show their ID, and they get the discount. So instead of being $15, it's $10, and they get a free coffee. I asked some of my friends who are working in doctors' offices and ERs and hospitals around the country, and this is something they would be really, really interested in. So I think this is something that more restaurant owners should be looking at. And again, 186 reactions, 103 comments, 33 shares. That's just awesome. This is another one I really like. This is a local place up here called Roti. They're sort of like a Mediterranean type of place, and they're doing a buy one, give one. So every Thursday, an order placed online or through their app, and they will donate a meal to a first responder or frontline worker as well. I think you could do this, on a day. You could do this perpetually, but it's the kind of thing that I think people would really get into. And this is a great graphic. Like, this is a great scroll stopping graphic that they've made right here. I wish the food was a little bit closer, but the graphic on it is great, and this is something you could run perpetually and would do really well for you. Industry marketplace for displaced service industry workers. This is Rebellion by the Pike, which is by me. They're doing a marketplace on weekends for service industry workers who have lost their jobs, and I think this is something that people also would get really into. They're doing produce and proteins and household necessities free of charge. So they've teamed up with sponsors, and they have a GoFundMe campaign that people can donate to. And then on the weekends, they have all these provisions for people in the service industry. And that's creating a lot of goodwill, a lot of interest, connecting them more closely with their suppliers and with sponsors. So they're not losing a lot of money on it, but they're doing a great job of connecting with people, and they're helping out the community. I mean, there are lots of people in the industry who have lost their jobs, and something like this that's going to take that burden off of them is really powerful. And I think they're getting a lot of great interest on this. There's been news stories on it on the Washington, D.C. local news, getting them lots of great PR. Team up with partners and providers for help. So this is a place down in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and they actually closed. They have a huge, huge, huge space right on the water. It's enormous, and they've decided to close, but instead of just completely closing, what they've been doing is teaming up with Cisco and US Foods to do benefits for people in the industry as well. So hospitality and restaurant industry workers can come and fill their pantries for free. So they've teamed up with Cisco. Cisco brings the food. They let them use their space at their restaurant, and then people who are in the industry who are out of work can come and just claim food. And as you can see, tons of interest here. Comments, shares, lots of reactions. This is get them a lot of great attention. And this is another place up here, Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria. What Red is doing is he's doing pay it forward giveaway curbside pickup events on the weekends. So anybody who comes can get food for free. And what's happening is these sponsors, Ice House and Chefscape and Great Harvest and all of them, what they're doing is they're doing donations. They're donating money to put the event on, and then people can actually do the same thing. They can make a donation as well, and that's where he's getting the supplies, and he's donating all his time and effort on that, and he's just getting a ton of great interest on that. They were on NBC News. People are really supporting it. They're usually selling out of food by like 3 o'clock, getting tons and tons and tons of great interest into his brand here, and getting lots of help from these other companies as well. Dietary restrictions. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of these posts, what a restaurant have to do to get orders from you right now. And one of the top things that people are saying is more support for different dietary restrictions, like celiacs, vegans, vegetarians, and keto. There aren't as many restaurants that appeal to those people with those dietary restrictions in general. Well, now it's even more of an issue because they can't even go to a lot of the regular places, and places are cutting back on their menus and taking a lot of these items off. Well, that would be a great thing for restaurants to do if they're in an area that might appeal to, might have a higher percentage of people like this. Have an item on your menu that would appeal to them, vegans and vegetarians specifically, and even keto. If you're near, like CrossFit gyms or anything like that, those are things that you can appeal to, and then advertise the heck out of it. This is just one of my posts that had 83 comments. I put them on 5 or 6 pages, and overall, I think I'm at like almost 1,000 comments on all those different posts because people were really interested in answering that. And this is one of the top things that people mentioned is people with dietary restrictions want to have more options. Lots of Indian places are doing a great job with this, but I'm not seeing a lot of other restaurants take advantage of that. Food promotions. Again, this is one from you, Howard, that I really liked. These are Italian places in Australia. They're doing a really good job with their takeaway. Great pictures. Like you can just see, how much food they're doing right there, and these giant other orders of lasagna that you can order and keep. My mom, my mother-in-law, when they come to visit, if we have something going on, like when my daughter was born or events like that, they always bring a lasagna. Why? Because you can heat and eat lasagna forever, and it just gets better over time. So it's really a good option for people, and I think it's a great option for restaurants to take advantage of options like lasagna, moussaka, because they get better and they last. It's something that you can definitely offer as a larger item. Video. Anybody who's ever talked to me knows that I am a gigantic believer in video. I think restaurants should be doing video every single day, multiple times a day, especially now. Social media usage is up over 40%, and the costs are down 40%. So you can get video views ridiculously cheap. All you have to do is point your camera at your face. This is a client in Idaho, Twin Falls, Idaho, very small town. All she did was shoot this video talking about this gift card giveaway that they're doing and explain the situation. Elevation 486 is enormous. It looks like a hotel. That's how big it is. So they have a lot of issues in rent to take care of because of such a large space. Well, she was very upfront about it and told people on Facebook exactly what's going on and how they can help, how the customers can help. And the number one thing that people want from brands on the internet, it's not being cool, it's not being fake, it's being real. They want you to be honest with them, and that's what she was. She was 100% honest with their customers about the situation that they're facing and how customers can help them. And that was really great. It was really powerful. And as you can see, 2,800 people reached on that. There aren't 10,000 people that close. It's a small town, so she just did a great job with that and reached a lot of people. Food videos. This is a client in the middle of nowhere in Virginia, way out in Western Virginia, Middletown, and they just do an awesome job with videos. Like there aren't 10,000 people within 10 miles of them, but they're getting 800 views, 1,300 views, 600 views, over 1,000 views, 1,400 views, 1,700 views, 2,000 views. That's like a giant percentage of the people who live anywhere near them that are seeing these things. And for a small restaurant like that, that's incredibly powerful to get in front of that many people that you can then retarget with ads later on. But just getting your brand in front of them is super important. This one is just them putting their seafood sampler together. It is almost 2,000 views, which is insane, which is absolutely insane. Right? All they did was put the fries in, then add the shrimp, add the catfish, add the oysters, and all of that got them over 2,000 views in a place where they don't have 10,000 people around them. And it's just a Facebook Live. Just get on there and do your Facebook Lives. This is Divine Barbecue in Motion. This is a relatively new client in Dumfries, Virginia. They've just opened up recently, but he's doing a great job with videos too. He's getting hundreds of views on all of these, almost 300, over 100, 700, 174. They're open 4 days a week doing barbecue, and they're doing great with their videos and getting tons and tons and tons of views and new eyeballs on their brand just since the pandemic started. And some subtle messaging here. In all of his videos, he's got his mask on. In all of his videos, he's got his gloves on. And what that says to people is you're taking their safety seriously. And that works really well. Some other food videos. This isn't a restaurant, but this is just a taco video. All they do is pour the salsa verde on these tacos. Look at that. Over 6,000 comments, 24 shares. That's insane. It's the easiest video. This is Ashton Family Restaurant in Manassas. It's a small, older style restaurant, but the owner has just been doing awesome, getting on video every day. 600 views just for this one little video. It's just him talking about the different things that they have. This is Bronx Pizza and Subs up here in Arlington. I cut off this. This had like 600, 700 views. All it is them pulling the pizzas out of the oven. People, you'd be amazed what people will watch right now. They want to see what you do, and they want to be connected to you. Community support. Again, this is Brock's in Fredericksburg, and they did a live video of one of their restaurant worker and hospitality industry events where people could pick up free food. I think this was like 4 or 5 minutes long. Look at that. 9,000 views almost on this one little video. I mean, this shows how, people are really interested in this. If you're doing good things, people are going to watch. And that's just a great way to connect with them and tell that story about what you're doing. That's going to be great for Brock's when they reopen. Again, she was telling her story. I mentioned a little bit about this, the gift card. Why are they open? Why did they stay open? Who are they helping? What are they doing? 1,600 views is really great for a place like Twin Falls, Idaho. This is one that you shared, Howard, that I thought was great. I went and found Clint and watched the video. He went and walked around his neighborhood in their town in Australia and just talked about why they love the neighborhood and the other businesses that are around them and how they're going to be supporting them. And just basically talk about why they love where they are. 515 takeaways that night. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely insane. And I mean, if you go and look at the activity on their page, it's obvious that this is what really drove that, just connecting more deeply with your community. Saying thank you to your customers. This one's going to be hard to see. It's way down here in the bottom. This is, again, Schaefer's in Middletown, Virginia. All they did was they have all their staff right here lined up, not quite 6 feet apart, but close. And the owner's voiceover, and he's just saying thank you. And they all just say thank you to the customers for their support because they've been busier than they've ever been through this pandemic. And they're just saying, thanking the customers for their support. Look way down in the corner. That's 1,700 views in 3 weeks on this video in a very, very, very small town. Just connecting very closely with the community and with your staff. Again, I've been recommending this to clients to do. I haven't had any jump on it yet. Howard luckily has. So these are some of Howard's clients in Australia that are doing an awesome job of doing Cook for the Chef. I think these are great. Basically, they're doing a Facebook Live video showing how to cook different items. And I think that's something that would connect very, very closely with customers. So what we've been recommending is people put together almost like blue apron boxes that customers can buy that will have the ingredients, the garnishes, the spices. We like to recommend a t-shirt in there to connect them even closely. And then one night of the week, do a Cook with the Chef. And I think that would get over really well. And it looks like it's doing well for these guys. Doing something similar with cocktails. We have places that are doing cocktails and putting together cocktail boxes. And it's got the liquor, the garnishes, the mixers, and a special glass, and then instructions. And they're doing a special make your cocktail with the bartender night. And those have been going really well. All right, second part, we're going into specific programs that we've been seeing that have been working. Number one, online ordering. If you don't have online ordering, get it as soon as possible. Don't wait. Don't rely on people to call. Don't rely on third-party delivery. Every time somebody does a third-party delivery, you're losing 20 to 30%. We all know that. If you can avoid it, you got to avoid it. The reason I'm putting this one up here is this is a client, Scrimp Shack in Dumfries, Virginia. They didn't have online ordering through corporate. They were working on it, but it hadn't happened yet. Well, once they got to this point, they knew they had to have online ordering. So I put my head together with the owner. We looked around and found what we could find, and we managed to get them set up with online ordering in 24 hours. 24 hours, they're up and running with online ordering. They had 41 orders the first night they had it, within hours of getting set up. We found a solution, got the solution set up, and they had 41 online orders that day, which is just incredible. Another thing from the market research that we did is people didn't like having to call. They wanted to be able to order online. They wanted to be able to see the menu. They want to have pictures. So make sure when you do your online ordering, it's easy to follow. It's obvious. Like if you look right now on their page, online order. It's the only thing you can do. That's what you want to do, is make it very easy for people to find it. have those images on there and make it super easy to order. You can do this through Chow Now. Chow Now is a little bit more expensive. Gloria Foods is the one that we had them built theirs on because we found that one there in India. So the customer service is a little bit different. You're not going to get a lot of that. It doesn't have some of the bells and whistles of Chow Now, but it's a good solid way to get you started. We actually have an online ordering platform that we're rolling out in the next couple of days. That is very similar to Chow Now. It's more advanced than Gloria. It can integrate with your point of sale. It can also integrate with our customer communication portal, which is very cool. We'll be rolling that out in the next couple of days and announcing pricing on that. It will be very competitive, cheaper than Chow Now, and have a lot more features than Gloria. But you need to get on online ordering now. If you don't have it, you're just giving up your orders. And if your online ordering just goes straight to DoorDash or Grubhub, then you're just giving up 20 or 30% for nothing. I did a video a couple of days ago on claiming your online ordering link on your Google listing. Make sure you do that because that is your traffic. That is not DoorDash or Grubhub traffic. If someone goes to DoorDash or Grubhub and they come to you, that's traffic that's earned by those platforms. But if they're going to Google and seeing your restaurant and clicking the online ordering and it's taking them to Grubhub or DoorDash, they're just stealing from you. So I made a video a couple of days ago. I'll put a link. I'll link anybody who wants it. I'll send that information on how you can claim that online ordering for yourself and even opt out of having DoorDash and Grubhub on there so that they're not hijacking any of the orders on there. Just make sure that you do that because there's no reason to lose those orders to third parties. That being said, third parties, I'm not a big fan, but you kind of have to be on them right now. I would recommend being on as many as serve your area. The big ones, obviously, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates. In other countries, they've got different ones. Here in DC, there's one called City Cheetah that has a lower rate that I would recommend getting on. But what you really want to think about trying to do is beating the system. So they're charging you 20 to 30%. Now, either you can upcharge your customers, which probably is going to make them too very happy, or you can limit the available menu on Grubhub and Uber Eats to items that are higher margin, right? So if you're only making 5% on one of those items, or if your food costs on something is like 50% or 60%, well, you're just going to be losing if they're doing 20 to 30% back to the third party. But if you can get your margin up where you want it to be, where your food costs are only about 20 to 30%, well, then you're doing better. And this we're going to get into when we talk about family meals later on. But those are the things that I think would do best on third party, the things where you have higher margins, where you're going to make more money on them. If you're selling a cookie for it's 50 cents to make the cookie and you sell it for $5, that's the kind of thing you can make money on a third party delivery site. But if you're only making 50 cents on it, well, then you're losing out every time. Curbside. We are promoting curbside for all of our clients right now, and it's working very well. Customers want to know that you're open. I keep hearing from restaurant owners, well, everybody knows we're open. Well, they don't. They really don't know that you're open unless you tell them. You've got to get out there in front of people. And the real key to making your curbside promotions work is making it super, super easy. So on this one, all somebody has to do to place a curbside order is click the send message button. It's going to take them into Facebook Messenger. We're going to collect their email and their phone number and then send them on the online ordering site and make it really, really easy for them to order. And they get the 10% off code inside Facebook Messenger. So that's what we want to do. We want to make it super easy for them to make those orders. What I'm seeing a lot of restaurants do is they're running something like this and there's no link. It's just the text. There's no button, there's no link. So it's not setting them where they can make their order. It's just a billboard, and that's fine. There's value to that, but for getting people to order, you got to make it super easy. That's another thing, like I've said a couple of times, that we found from our market research that we've been doing is customers want their online ordering experience to be easy, 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 easy. So make it so that they click this button, it's going to take them right where they need to go to place their order, and make sure that you're always gathering that customer info, name, email, phone number. When you have that information, you can reach out to them without doing any advertising. It's going to drive a lot of sales for you. Box lunches. These are some that I've seen that I've really liked. The one on the left is for one of our clients. It's an Indian restaurant. They're doing thali. That's what a box lunch in India is called. They're also bento boxes. Anybody's ever been to like a sushi place or a Japanese place, they do the bento boxes. The one on the right, this is a place in Vancouver, British Columbia, that's doing um, poke box lunches and bento boxes that they're just like selling out. So it's like a main and a dessert and a drink for I think it's $15, and they're just selling out all the time during the day, which is awesome. I mean, they're in downtown in the city, and they're still doing great. Like those are the areas that we found to be hardest hit, but they're doing really well with that. On the left, the Indian thali boxes, basically they're selling those for $10, and you get all that food, and those are going really well. Those are great options for lunches. So think about what you can do for a boxed lunch during the day, especially if you're near somewhere that's still open in operation. There are still businesses where they've been deemed essential and their staff is still going into work. One strategy that I didn't mention in here that we've been doing with our clients is having them repurpose their front of house staff to be on the phone, calling businesses that are essential. So if you're near a factory that's still open, if you're near a landscaper, a plumber, a HVAC company, any of those service industries, they're still open and they still need food. So what we have our clients doing is having their front of house staff get on the phone and call businesses around them and make an offer for box lunches like these. Basically say, we'll give you 20, 30, 40% off if we can bring you a lunch. Also, a good thing to do with that is calling the hospitals. We talked about, doing the adopt a first responder, adopt a frontline worker offers. Well, reach out and see which hospitals are doing that. We've got several of our clients who we've connected with hospitals, and they're doing those programs. Some hospitals aren't accepting food, so you want to make sure that that's happening. And the food always has to be individually packaged. So box lunches like these are great things to do. So have your staff who aren't doing anything else, have them making those calls to hospitals, EMTs, police, fire, and service industries that are still open. Build your owns. Man, I talk a lot about how a restaurant is really about the experience that you give a customer. And one of the problems when you're forced to do takeout and carry out, takeout and carry away, carry out and takeaway, is you can't give them the same experience, right? You don't have the same experience when you're ordering a burger and it's hot when you get it versus 15 minutes later when you get home and it's not anymore. Well, you want to still try to give your customers an experience, and that's what these build your own really allow you to do. You're not just feeding them, you're giving them something to do. I have a 3.5-year-old who is going stir crazy, and we are constantly on the lookout for any sort of activities that we can do. So we have done the build your own pizzas, we have done the build your own tacos, we have done the build your own cakes. We've done all of those things. And we're going to continue to do those things because we have to keep her entertained. And you're solving that problem for your customer when you do things like this. The one in the upper left-hand corner, that's Dominic's Pizza. They've been doing the build your own takeaway. This is a kid size one, I believe, but they're doing more of that, and it's fun for kids. They like building their own pizza, getting to make the mess, and that sort of thing. And then down below, that's Taco Bamba. They're a small chain here in the DC area, and they have their build your own taco kits. And that's a lot of fun too. It reminds you of taco night when you were a kid. You didn't get them put together. You made your own. So it gives you an activity, and it connects you more closely with your customers because you're giving them an experience, not just food. And you're giving them something to do as a family, right? So I think all of us probably have great memories of being a kid and when your mom would let you help make the pizza or let you make your own tacos or anything like that. Those are great memories and great family time together, and that's what you're giving to your customers when you do that sort of thing. And you can do pre-orders ahead of time because you don't have to cook everything, right? This is all stuff that you can create. Maybe you do this on Thursdays and you can take those pre-orders a couple of days ahead of time to create demand. Cocktail kits, this is kind of what we talked about. The Conch is not a client, but we have some clients doing this. I think these are great ideas, is putting together cocktail packages. Like, I rarely drink, not really my thing anymore, but I've been having some lately. And something like this would be a ton of fun, plus they have these great images there as well. Like the image of the bartender, I just find that awesome. I find that to be the best video or the best image right there. Even better if it was video. Basically all this is, it's the liquor, it's the mixers, it's the garnishes, and it's a special glass. They're even putting ice ice cube things in there as well, and instructions on how to make the cocktail. So you can buy the cocktail, bring it home, and you've got it for yourself, which I just think is so much fun. The only thing I would do that I think would be an upgrade, and this relates back to the cook with a chef night, is create the cocktail with the bartender night. So I would say, nope, I have the wrong text on here. Sorry about that. What I would say to do is sell these and then make Wednesday your virtual happy hour and have your bartender with the best personality behind your bar making up the drinks that everybody bought. So you've got your soot and rye, you've got your mustache, you've got your conch old fashioned and your fetish kit. Well, have your bartender on camera for an hour making these drinks, showing off a great personality, having fun, creating an experience for your customers. That's the way I think that this could be upgraded, but I love this idea. Marketplace. You've got a ton of stuff in your freezer that you've got to sell, right? You probably got orders that you placed months ago. They're just coming in now from your wholesaler. Well, what are you going to do? Get rid of them, right? So this is another place by me. They're doing commissary. They're selling paper towels, toilet paper, hand wipes, hand soap, all that stuff. And then they're also selling food that you can take home. So the sausage, the salmon, hanger steak. This is stuff they're not cooking. Like you can just buy this. Like I could just buy burger patties or whatever, take them home and then have them. There are meat shortages all over the place. Like the grocery stores by me in Arlington, like when we go in, I haven't seen steak. I haven't seen burger patties. Like ground turkey is gone almost all the time. So this is a great option. These are things that I'd be interested in getting. I have bought paper towels and toilet paper from this commissary, this specific one, because there was none in my area for weeks. So I had to get it from them. And again, they've got the family meals on here as well. Great things that this does do for you. You're already ordering this stuff. You already have it. You're helping your wholesaler, your supplier. They're struggling right now too. It gives your customers another reason to come visit. The night that we ended up getting the paper towels and the toilet paper, I probably wouldn't have ordered for them that night, but it just made it easier. It was a good reason for me to go there. It reduces your waste, so you don't have stuff stuck in your freezer that you can't get rid of, and it deepens your relationship with your customers because they're solving another problem for them. Just to riff on this real quick, I've got a couple customers that I've been helping pare back their menu, and one sent me a menu when we were cutting back to 10 that had 2 seafood pasta dishes on it. And I almost yelled because those are just not something that travels well. It's not something that's going to be a good takeout order, a seafood pasta. Like I love seafood pasta. If I'm in San Francisco, I'm getting cioppino at least once. I'd love seafood pasta. It's one of my favorite things, but it doesn't travel well and you can't heat it up. So if you're doing a limited menu, don't put any of them on there, right? And definitely don't put 2. If you have a whole bunch of that, I would say sell it as fast as you can. Right? You don't want it in the freezer. It's going to go bad. Seafood, frozen seafood, I don't think anybody's a huge fan of it. So I would say, cut those things down, sell them as cheap as you can and get them out and then get on to the items that you're going to, not have to worry about as much. Family meals. This is a huge theme. When I've gone and done those market research posts, I'd say 50 to 60% of the people who are answering, what would a restaurant have to do to get their business right now? It's family meals. Like people want to just be able to feed their entire family for a very inexpensive price. This is one of my clients, again, Schaefer's. They're doing a ridiculous number of family meals, like thousands and thousands of dollars every week in family meals. So they put together 3 of them, chopped pork, steamed shrimp, and fried chicken, and they're doing pretty decent margins on these. And again, these are just sold straight through the Facebook Messenger bot. So somebody clicks on that, takes them into Messenger. They can order it right there. They can place their pickup time, all those things. And they're doing a ton of business on it. It's working incredibly well. And these are a good place to leverage those third-party sites. So you can put these items on the third-party sites. They have higher margins, so you're going to make better money from DoorDash and Grubhub if they're selling these for you than if they're selling the lower margin items. There's another couple examples on the left. That's Clarity. It's in Vienna, Virginia. They're doing empanadas and curry, brioche, like all kinds of stuff, but they're doing family meals that are doing very well for them. In the middle, Northside 29. I think that's what in Warrenton. They're doing meatloaf family meals. Those are doing really well. On the right, that's Delia's in Alexandria. They've done several family meals. They've got chicken souvlaki, build your own gyros. chicken parmesan, and a pizza and wing special, and all of those are selling really well as well. Those are all great options for family meals. Think about what you can do for family meals. Do 3, 4, 5 of them. Make those the center of your menu right now. What we're seeing with all of our clients and places that we're talking to is the big rush is between 4 and 7, which tells me that people are getting tired of working during the day and not wanting to do anything at night, or they're watching their kids and having to do homeschooling while working. And by 4 o'clock, they just want their dinner taken care of. So I would definitely recommend things like that, because that seems like that's when the rush is, 4 to 7. Leveraging groups. So I'll show a couple of these more in a minute, but this is um, Vienna Foodies is a group here. Vienna is a suburb of Washington, D.C. They don't have a huge number of members, but every day they are coordinating meal drop-offs for different first responders and frontline workers. And basically they're just coordinating and collecting donations and then placing a gigantic order from a local restaurant, literally dozens to hundreds of orders. So on the right, 150 orders, right, from this one burger place. On the left, I think that was like 60 or 70 for the volunteer fire department. And the restaurants that are participating, they're getting paid for this. So find those local groups. I mean, in Virginia, there's tons of them in Northern Virginia. Vienna Foodies is a small one. Nova Foodies is a huge one. Leverage those groups, because a lot of them are organizing these big purchases for frontline workers, and that'd be a great way for you to get some more business. Specific promotions. So these are ones that we are running that are working very well for our clients. And feel free to copy and paste if you want, because these are working great. So this is for Rangali. They're doing 20% off curbside or carryout. The reason for that is they're not in a place where there's a lot of homes around them. So most of their business is going to be curbside and delivery right now. And they were losing way too much to DoorDash and Grubhub. So we decided to do it this way. They're actually doing some of their own delivery now. So that's helping with that as well. This is the exact image. This is the exact ad that we're running. It's working great, and it's getting them lots of business. The link, or if they comment on the post, takes them into Facebook Messenger again and gets their information and allows them to order right from there. This is the family meal promotion we're running for Schaefer's Barbecue. Again, this goes straight into Facebook Messenger, and people can order right from within Facebook Messenger, collects payment within Facebook Messenger. That one's working out great. They've got good margins on these, and it's working really well for them. I said this a bunch of times. If you're not doing family meals, do family meals, because they're working out excellently. Birthdays. This one kind of surprised me, to be honest with you. I didn't think that this would be blowing up as much as it is, but we're seeing more results on our birthday ads now than we were before the pandemic. Some of that is less competition. There's less people advertising on Facebook right now, so you're going to see lower costs, but that doesn't explain everything. So I think part of that is people are kind of sick of being inside and they want to have a reason to celebrate. My birthday is Sunday, so we're going to celebrate somehow. I'm not sure yet. We're going to be doing something. My niece's birthday is today, so they're going to be celebrating for sure. And that's what we want to do. I think people right now are kind of sick of being stuck inside and sick of being down, and they want to have something to enjoy. So the birthday ads are working really, really well, getting people in to join the program and getting them to come in and spend money. So I would definitely recommend birthday ads. Facebook knows when everybody's birthday is. You just target upcoming birthdays, and it'll show your ad to anybody 7 days before, 30 days after their birthday. Eat for free. This is one I looked up from you, Howard, that I really liked. Doing a contest where people can win some free food. Contests are big. In general, contests are big. People like entering contests. But I think people specifically like doing it right now, again, for the same reason I like the birthdays, is everybody's down and they want to have some reason to celebrate and something fun to do. So this was a great one that Howard's client in Australia is running. Chance to eat for free. You win a certain number of free food from them when you enter, and this gets a lot of interest. People are very much doing that sort of thing right now. Food truck events. So this is one we're running for our food truck clients. We're booking specific events where they're going to be there for a certain amount of time. Then 2 days before, we run the ad for them, targeting literally a mile around that location. And It's ridiculous the response that they're getting. Just thousands and thousands of people responding and hundreds of people ordering. They're doing great business on all of these. It routes it to Facebook Messenger, and then we send them on to their online ordering platform. And those are going really well. So if you have a food truck, or if you're even going to do mobile drop-off, this is a great way to promote that. Adopt a first responder. This is one we're doing for Delia's. Again, people can win a $25 gift card if they order a meal for a frontline worker. When they click the link, it takes them to Facebook Messenger and then sends them, they can place their online order there, or they can go to the online ordering platform and do it. This has been working really well, getting attention and getting people to enter. And this isn't mine. This is one I just stumbled across that I thought was great. I think this is a really good promotion. Basically, it's 50% off your next order, good for up to $20 off. I think this would be the kind of thing that would get a ton of attention from people if they see that they're going to save 50%. I think it could be written a little bit different, a little bit better in the context, but I think this is a great promotion. It's saying everything that you would want to say. Like I like the big announcement. I like that they explain the reason that they're doing this special, why it's such a big special. I like that they're saying it's just for curbside and not for dine-ins. Dine-in is shut down. The limit on it is good because it's creating some demand, and it's also talking about how close they are to the community and they want to stay together. So I think this is a great promotion. I think this one, like if I were to run any promotion right now, I'd run something like this. I would run a big audacious promotion. I think this is what would build your database, would get you tons of attention in the area, and you get lots of people redeeming it as well. So that's all of the specific promotions that I wanted to share. Let's see if we have any questions about anything that we covered in here. Let's see. Well, I got a couple here. Let me scroll up. Can you show the market research posts? Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me find the market research. I think I've got some of those open. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. So basically, I went in the biggest foodie groups in our area and I asked, what could a restaurant that you don't usually order from offer you right now that would get you to give them a shot? This is just one of them. This has 124 comments. Some of them aren't particularly helpful, but others are very helpful. Family meals, two small children that go from meatloaf, gyro, pasta, fish, etc. Things you can't get at a fast food drive-in. So that's a great, this is a lot of great information to get back, something you can't get at other 11 restaurants. She's talking about what she would like that's totally different. We got some restaurants commenting as well. Family meals, family meals, family meals, multiple meals like family meals. Lots of stuff like that. So it's almost all family meals, free dessert, family meals, family meals. Convenient way to ordering, right? They want to order online. They don't want to phone in their order. Lots of mentions of loyalty programs too, where they get credit for going there more often. Specialty cocktails, delivery of cocktails, free desserts. But as you can see, it's tons of family meals. Like everybody wants the family meals. So if you're not doing family meals, you're missing a huge opportunity because almost everybody wants family meals. This is one I liked. Order a regular price meal and get a discounted meal in the future. I like that one a lot. Like that's one I think would work really well. This is another group that I posted it in. 83 comments on this one. And again, it's very similar stuff. It's family meals, vegan and vegetarian, contactless pickup. You want to know exactly how you do that, right? How would you want to know? Lots of people saying they want restaurants to advertise, which makes sense to me. If I'm looking for a new place to go, she had a really, really good one. Joy Smith, family style meals, a reasonable price, veggies in every meal, 100% can be reheated. Up-to-date menu available online. That's very true. Follow through on delivery. Make sure everybody has gloves and masks. Take pictures and market the heck out of them. Like this is great advice from Joy here. I think there's lots of really good advice in here that I think people can take note of. So if you have foodie groups near you, this is a great thing to do. Like this is just a very simple post. I posted it in a bunch of different groups and got tons and tons and tons of feedback on it. So if you want to get some additional feedback, find out what your customers are looking for. You know, just send them a message and say, hey, what can we do to serve you better right now? And they'll tell you. They'll tell you exactly what they want, and that's a good thing to do. Get that information and use it for data for deciding how you're going to serve your customers. Let's see what other. What do you mean by volume versus profit? So volume is the number of people who are coming into your restaurant. Um, Restaurants are a volume business, right? I mean, there's some that aren't. The higher end places, you're in Little Washington, your French laundries aren't necessarily a volume business. They survive on their higher tickets, but I mean, I bet they're probably struggling right now. It's probably a tough one for them. I haven't checked into that to see how they're doing. But for your average restaurant, it's about how many people you can get through the doors and how often you can get them through the doors, especially right now. So it's going to be very tough. I mean, there are restaurants that are doing great and doing great business right now. But for most restaurants, it's about getting the volume to justify having staff that are going to be working in your restaurants. You can keep them. So in 2 months when we return to normal, you're not trying to restaff your entire restaurant. So you want to have volume coming through the door. And that's going to mean, in a lot of cases, having to have lower profit margins. That's going to mean having to do those specials. That's going to mean doing 20% off, 10% off, 50% off, up to $20 in some cases. In building that volume so that over time you are building your profit. The more people that you can get in through your doors now and exposed to your product, the better off you're going to be in 2 months. That's what I was saying about you want more people to know you in 6 weeks than know you today. Everything you can do right now to get in front of your customers is something that's going to grow you in 2 months when life returns, hopefully to normal, knock on wood. Anything you can do. And I think that goes for all businesses, no matter, even if you're in a business that's closing its doors right now. I work with several massage therapy studios, and for all of them, I'm telling them everything you need to do right now is to stay in front of customers. So in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, the people who didn't know about you but want to get a massage are going to be thinking about you and not somebody else, right? We're all in a long distance relationship with our customers right now. We need to do everything we can to nurture that relationship. And that means constant contact. That means making videos. That means being in front of them as much as you can. That means running advertisements to get you in front of new people. Something I mentioned is that about 30% of the people who responded wouldn't be trying a new restaurant right now, but they will try in 6 weeks. So everything you can do to stay in front of them and remind them that you are out there, you should be doing. That's what I mean about that. Can you talk about visit velocity? So visit velocity is a concept that I just think is incredibly important for all restaurants. I don't have the stats right here in front of me, but I have them somewhere. It was done by the National Restaurant Association, and they worked with a bunch of different national chains to determine how often customers come back. And what they found was if a customer comes into your restaurant, about 70% of the time, they don't come back again in the next 3 to 4 months. But if you can get a customer to come back a second time within that time period, within 3 to 4 months, the chance of them coming back again go up to 70%. So it basically just flips. So if a customer comes one time, 70% chance they don't come back the next 3 to 4 months. But if they come back twice, if they come back a second time, so they've been to your restaurant twice in a short amount of time, 70% chance they come back for that third time in the next 3 to 4 months. Well, the concept of visit velocity is you want to get a customer back as quickly as possible. So say I went to a place I've never been to around me before. There's a new place. It's called Hook and Reel. It's a seafood place right by me that, pandemic hadn't hit, I probably would have already been there. But if I'd been there once, 70% chance I wouldn't come back again in 3 months. Well, that's not good for them. They want me to come back. So what they would want to do is when I come in that first time, they need to get my name, they need to get my email, they need to get my phone number, they need to get my Facebook message, they need to get some way to contact me to give me a reason to come back relatively quickly, preferably within the month, but 2 or 3 months if it has to be longer. They want to have a way to reach back out to me and re-incentivize me to come back. If you ever watched the John Taffer video where he talks about the red napkin and, giving people a cheesecake or the ribs or whatever the next time they come in, it's a very similar concept. So say if Hook and Reel was one of my clients, well, I would give them QR codes and NFC tags and everything that I could that they could put into their restaurant to get people to opt into a VIP program. So after they come that first time, they're going to get a message 24 hours later with a new offer to get them to come back. So maybe I came in and I tried the crawfish. Well, give me an offer to come back and try the chicken or the lobster or something to get me back more often. Because the more times you get me in right away, the better the chance that I'm going to come back again later. So that's what visit velocity is. The idea is to build up the velocity of visits, get people to become a regular. Once they become a regular, unless you do something really, really dumb, they're going to stay a customer. All right. Those are the main questions. Don't see anyone else. We're down to 12 people. If there's anybody else who has a question that they would like answered, I would be more than happy to do so. I did mention we're going to be having our online ordering platform coming out here in the next couple of days. It's pretty sweet. I'm impressed with it. It integrates with our communication portal, which is even better. So the orders will launch right into our exclusive communication portal. So if somebody orders online from you, you can capture their information and route that into the VIP program, which is really, really powerful. We're also working on a local interest foodie sort of group and promotion site that will allow restaurants to have their menu and their online ordering and links to their DoorDash and the sites like that. We're working on getting that one up. Hopefully, be done here in the next week. Announcing that, I think that one will be pretty sweet. And we've had lots of restaurants reaching out to us about the free curbside program that we're offering. So basically, we're running our curbside ad for free for restaurant owners right now. We just ask them to give a big offer, 20% off or a buy one get one or something like that. And the only thing that the restaurant is responsible for is the Facebook ad spend. We usually say to do $10 to $20 a day. We're going to be offering that for free through the end of April. We kind of hit our capacity on that. We want to give some restaurants time to sign up if they still want to. We're also doing our Adopt a First Responder promotion for free. Again, that's just the only thing the restaurant owner is responsible for is the ad spend on that. And we're still running our programs. We had a bunch of restaurants actually sign up with us since the pandemic started to help us so we can help them with their promotions, running their Facebook ads or Instagram ads, set up the online ordering for them, give them websites if they don't have really good websites. So we're excited about that, and we're going to keep doing that and help restaurants get through this. You know, we're seeing a lot of restaurants having incredible success around the country. You know, we've done some webinars with some of them, announcing what they've been doing and sharing that. If you haven't seen those, go to our YouTube page. You can check that out. You just look for Lucky Dog Marketing on YouTube. You can see that. So that'll be on there. So yeah, so that's just about everything. I don't see any more questions. If you registered, I'll be sending you the link to this video, so you'll be able to watch that as well. Keep an eye out for when we launch the online ordering platform and our food site here coming up in the next couple of days. If you know any restaurants that want to be on that, please share that with them so we can have the right information on that as well. Sophie says, you want to talk? Your new side hustle needs me. Okay. Shoot me a text when we get off of here, Soph, and we will talk very soon. Thank everybody who attended. If you know anybody who's in the restaurant industry who might want to see this, have them get in contact with me and I will send them a link to it as well. Thank everybody for joining me and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot of value out of it, and I will talk with you very, very soon.